Hey there, welcome to another episode of Legends with Elroy. Today I'm excited to tell you another story about Billy Bob the Knight. Now this story starts as Billy Bob was getting some rest. So Billy Bob made his way over to the door. And he opened it, and there before him was his friend Porky the Porcupine. He was a porcupine, as I said. A lot of people think he was a pig. And Stanley the Skunk. And Billy Bob said, "What are you guys doing? It's very early in the morning." And they said, "Billy Bob, didn't you hear the news?" And he said, "What happened?" And they said, "There is a new tavern coming to town." They say that it has this amazing chef who knows how to make some of the greatest food known to all the animal kingdom. Billy Bob was like, "Oh, that sounds pretty good. Well, why are you guys here so early?" And they said, "Well, we need to get set up. We need to go wait because they say that there's such a line that we're going to have to get there really, really early just to be able to get there to eat dinner." Billy Bob thought, well, I guess that is how things go when things are popular. People want to have, taste it. And so then they get in these long lines and then they stay in there for a long time. And okay, let's go. So they went. And as they were waiting in line, they ran into their friend, Barry the Brown Bear. He was waiting in line as well, but he was also trying to sell bone broth. He was telling a squirrel about how wonderful the bone broth was. He was saying, "You see, it is so good for you. It helps you stay well and keep from becoming ill. A lot of people don't understand that when you're ill, sometimes you have a runny nose." And that reminds me of a time I had a runny nose, and it was running like a faucet. And I didn't know what to do because I had run out of tissues. And so, of course, I found a leaf, and Billy Bob said, "Hey, how's it going, Barry?" And Barry said, "Billy Bob, good to see ya." And he stopped with his whole story with the leaves and all that. He said, "Billy Bob, I'm glad that you're here because this is supposed to be quite the restaurant." Well, I happen to know the owner. He's been buying Barry's bone broth for a long time. I thought maybe he'd get me a special place in line, but he must have forgotten about, getting that place for me because I'm still waiting. But anyways, it's okay. Well, why don't we pass the time talking to each other? So they all had a merry conversation until it was finally time for the restaurant to open. And it opened, and they had such wonderful food. Oh, it was fantastic. There was all kinds of food there. There were different kinds of barbecue, different kinds of soup. There were pastries and pizzas and calzones. Calzones are really good. Those are like the little pizzas that are like wrapped up, so it's kind of like a roll, but it's like a pizza inside. Oh, it's so good. You should try one if you have a chance. Billy Bob loved them. And don't even get me started on Porky. He was just on a different planet. He was like, "Oh, this is so good. I love this stuff." And finally it was time to meet the chef. And before them came this creature. It was a little bird. And it said, "Hello there. My name is Pizza the Pigeon." And Billy Bob was like, "There's a pigeon pizza here? What?" And that was not exactly well received by Pizza the Pigeon. And he said, No. My name is Pizza the Pigeon. I was named after my father's favorite food. And I'm so thankful that you have me here, or that you have chosen to eat here." Billy Bob said, "Oh, my apologies. My name's Billy Bob the Knight. And this is my friend Porky the Porcupine, Stanley the Skunk, and Barry the Brown Bear. I think you know Barry." Like, "Oh, yes. Good to see you, Barry. Oh, such a pleasure. Well, Barry, I hope that I realize I was supposed to give you a special seat, and I'm sorry about that. I hope that you can forgive me." And Barry said, "Well, with how good the food's been, I think I can let it slide." And they all had a good laugh. And Pizza the Pigeon said, "Well, have you had the chance to eat my very unique pizza yet?" And Billy Bob said, "No." And Pizza said, "Oh, well, you see, given that my name is Pizza, I've always thought that I should excel at the creation of pizzas. Because, it's in my name. And of course, if people expect me to be good at anything, they would expect me to be good at that." And Billy Bob said, that does make sense. And Pizza said, "Well, you see, here's the deal. I believe that the greatest pizza that can be made, or the way to judge how good a pizza is when someone makes a margarita pizza. You see, it is very simple. You just have the dough, of course, the marinara, some mozzarella, maybe a little bit of oil, and of course, some basil. But those simple ingredients separate the greatest chefs from, badgers and so on. Some badgers are good cooks, but they aren't always good cooks. But anyways, would you like to try it?" And they all tried it, and it was fantastic. It was actually fun because he let them help in making another couple pizzas, and so they were in the back and they were like throwing the pizza dough in the air. Porky threw it up. He's like, it landed on his head. But anyways, they made some pizzas, and Pizza, the pigeon, he was actually very helpful in teaching them how to make their own. And they were pretty thankful because Billy Bob was like, "Man, I could make this stuff at home and it'd be good too." So, Pizza was giving away secrets left and right. But, he was their friend, So, Pizza said, "Billy Bob, you'll have to come back again sometime because this has been a pleasure. Also, I would like to visit you sometime." And Billy Bob said, "Oh, yeah, that would be awesome if you visit. And, oh, look, it looks like you have some burnt dough back there." And at that point, Pizza was like, "Oh, what a pity. Well, I'll put it outside for Slingshot." And Billy Bob was like, "Slingshot? You mean the seagull?" And Pizza said, "Yes, Slingshot the seagull. Yes, indeed. He's quite old now, but he's a good chap." And so, they said hi to Slingshot. And then, of course, it was time for everybody to go home because they'd gotten to eat their wonderful food and taste their margarita pizza. So Billy Bob promised to see Pizza again sometime, and Pizza promised to come see Billy Bob. So it was finally time to go home. And Billy Bob thought it would be good to take a shower because the pizza had been the ovens and everything had been warm. So he was kind of dirty. Splash, I was taking a bath. All about a Saturday night. A rubber-dubber just relaxing there. Someone's at the door. But that, my friends, is a story for another day. Well, I'll see you guys in the next episode of Legends with Elroy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.